Hello everybody and welcome to part 5 of What if Izuku Midoriya had Nightcrawler's powers. If you've missed any of the previous parts, there'll be a link in the description below to a playlist, and in the annotation above. If you happen to be new here, please make sure to subscribe, and if you enjoy the episode, please leave a like. First things first, I know I said I was going to end this series after part 4, and I was going to continue with the Midoriya werewolf one. Well, it was going to end at least for a while, but because you guys seem to enjoy this one more than the werewolf one, I decided to continue this one first. The other one will be continued at a later date. It's just that on Mondays, I'm doing this thing where every month I do a different series, so I can explain certain series that are leading up to something that I'm gonna do a bit later on. Yeah, I'm not gonna tune in the two because of that. Now let's get started. After the events at the USJ, the students were given a day off, so the students can recover from the incident. During this time, the media keeps covering the incident, and the teachers talked about this with the police, what had happened and how to proceed. The day quickly passed, and Midoriya returns to school the next day. In school, Toro asks, "You guys, did you watch the news last night?" Ojiro says, "Yeah." Toro says, "It was so cool that we got a few seconds of screen time, though I bet no one noticed me hanging out in the background." Ojiro says, "Yeah, it's hard to stick out when you're just a pair of gloves." Kaminari says, "We're totally big deals. Those news channels love us. We're practically celebrities." Zero interrupts him, saying, "Don't kid yourself. They only care that the UA Hero Course was attacked." And the conversation goes on for a bit until Midoriya walks up to the podium and says, "Hey everyone, homeroom is about to begin, so let's quiet down and take our seats." Midoriya then bamps, or teleports. I'm going to be saying bamps because that's the noise that's put in the comic books. Bamps to his seat. Aizawa comes in the class and says, "Morning class." The class says, "Good morning." Aizawa takes the stand and says, "Now I know you all probably seen the news and have let it go to your heads." Aizawa turns to Midoriya and says, "Midoriya, you needed were a great help getting help. But even so, your fight isn't over yet." The class freaks out and Mineta says, "Don't tell me more bad guys." Aizawa then says, "The UA Sports Festival is about to start." This quickly changes the class's mood as everyone gets super excited. Jiro voices her concerns about the festival being held, but Aizawa explains, "Apparently the administration thinks this is a good way to show that the threat has been handled, and our school is safer than ever. Plus, they are beefing up security compared to past years. This event is a huge opportunity for all UA students. It's not something we can cancel because of a few villains." Mineta asks, "Excuse me? But why not? It's just a sports festival." Midoriya asks, "Don't you know how important this competition is?" Mineta says, "Of course I do. I just don't want to get murdered." Aizawa then says, "Our sports festival is one of the most watched events in the entire world. In the past, the Olympics held this spot, but when quirks started appearing, the Olympics decided to add quirk restrictions. This led the Olympics to decrease in scale and viewership. For whoever cares about competition, the UA Sports Festival is the way to go. It's your chance to get scouted by the top heroes, since they'll be watching and evaluating your performance. That's why this event matters. If you want to go pro one day, then this event could open a path for you. One chance a year, 3 chances in a lifetime. Aspiring heroes can't afford to miss this festival. That means you better not slack off on your training." And the whole class says, "Yes, sir!" A couple of hours later, the bell rings, and lunchtime begins. Midoriya says, "This is going to be nuts! I'm so excited!" Mina supports him, saying, "Yeah, me too!" Uraka says, "Ida, Mina, Midoriya, let's do our best in this sports festival," giving up a weird look and vibe. Midoriya asks, "Uraka, what's wrong with your face?" Mina looks at Uraka and says, "Seriously, what's up?" You're usually the most laid-back girl ever. Mineta tries to make a perfect comment and gets slapped by Sue before he can. Uraka raises her fist and says, "Everyone, I'm going to do my best!" Some class members say, "Yeah!" She then turns to the others and repeats herself, "I said I'm going to do my best!" Later, the students go to the mess hall, and on the way, Midoriya asks, "So I've been wondering, why did you want to be a pro hero?" And Uraka says, "Well, for the money." "Seriously? The money?" asks Midoriya. Uraka then explains her reasoning and her motivation, revealing her family's financial difficulties. After that little chat is done, Mina is then asked the same question. She says, "Well, the reason I want to be a hero, well, because it's fun. Heroes are always so cool on TV, so I kind of always wanted to be one. I used to help as many people as I could, like with a lot of things. I used to stop kids from getting bullied and whatnot." After the school day passes, the students get ready to go home. But in front of their classroom, a wall of students from other courses stands there. Uraka asks, "Why the heck are you all here?" Ida asks, "Do you students have some sort of business with our class?" Mineta asks, "Why are you blocking our doorway? I won't let you hold us hostage!" Bakugo starts walking out of class and says, "You're scouting out the competition. Idiots. We're the class that survived a real villain attack. They want to see us with their own eyes." He turns to the crowd and says, "At least now you know what the future pro looks like. Now move it, extras!" Ida shouts, "You can't go around calling people extras just because you don't know them." Midoriya teleports next to Bakugo and says, "That's not really nice, Kachan. You really should be nicer to people, or at least apologize." Bakugo starts walking away and says, "Whatever, Elf. See you later for training." But before he can leave, Shinto steps up and says, "So this is Class 1A. I heard you guys were impressive, but you're just an ass. Is everyone in the hero course delusional, or just you?" Bakugo gets mad at that comment, but before he can make any movements or say anything, Midoriya pulls up his arm, stopping him. Shinto continues speaking. "How sad to come here and fight a bunch of egomaniacs. I wanted to be in the hero course, but like many others here, I was forced to choose a different track. Such is life. I didn't cut it the first time around, but I have another chance. If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us into the hero course. And that means they'll have to transfer people out to make room. Maybe my classmates are scouting out the competition, but I'm here to let you know that if you don't do your best, I'll steal your spot right from under you. Consider this a declaration of war." The detective from Class B then shows up, and they have that whole screening thing. 2 weeks quickly pass, with the students training non-stop for the sports festival. In this version of events, Midoriya practices a bit with Bakugo, but after about a week of training, Bakugo decides solo training to be a better idea, so Midoriya can't see his moves. Midoriya prepares to leave for school as his mom tells him, "Izuku, please be careful and don't get hurt." Midoriya says, "I won't. If anything bad happens, I can just teleport away." Inka continues, "I'll record the whole festival in HD, so good luck, son, and do your best." Midoriya says, "Thanks," and then leaves her school. Later in the waiting room, Mina says, "Aw, man, I was hoping I could wear my costume." Ojo says, "Well, at least everyone will be wearing uniforms." Midoriya teleports in front of them and says, "It keeps things fair." Sato says, "I wonder what they'll have in store for us in the first round." Midoriya looks at the clock and says, "Okay, everyone, time to get ready. We're entering the arena in a couple minutes." Bakugo walks up to Midoriya and says, "Hey, Elf, just to let you know, I'll be going after you. I won't lose like last time." Midoriya looks at Bakugo, serious, and says, "Right, but I'm not going down just because you say so. I'm going to give it my all. Let's go plus!" And the whole class screams, "Ultra!" After that interaction, the students go out into the arena. Bakugo goes to the stand to say a few words. He says, "I just want to say, I'm gonna win." And everyone gets super mad at him. Midnight says, "Okay, now that is out of the way, let's see what challenge we have in store for our students." She points at the mire as it starts going through a bunch of options until it lands on 4-kilometer race. The students get ready for the race. The counter starts counting down, and in the stands, President Mike asks Aizawa, "What should we be looking for in the early stages of the race?" Aizawa answers, "The door." Midoriya jumps on the wall and starts walking towards the gate while everyone is kind of clumped up at the door because it's so narrow. And Midoriya just jumps, like, walks on the wall and then jumps off. Midoriya smirks and then he vanishes, leaving behind a puff of smoke. The audience wonders where he went, and President Mike says, "Izuku Midoriya. His quirk, BAMF, allows him to teleport anywhere in a 500-meter distance as long as he can see where he's going." Midoriya reappears a couple hundred meters away from where he was. He then disappears again and appears right next to the second obstacle. President Mike says, "This quirk kind of makes it unfair for him, huh?" Aizawa says, "You need to use every advantage you can." Midoriya jumps in the air, teleporting to the next platform and then the next until he reaches solid ground again, passing the second obstacle. Back at the beginning, Todoroki just froze over the 0-point robot, having it fall behind him as he runs away. Midoriya teleports through the minefield with ease, finishing the race before Todoroki even reaches the second obstacle. In, I don't know, 9-10 jumps. That's all he really needed because he can do 500-meter jumps. Bakugo, hearing that Deku-1 gets motivated, he won't let anything pass but second place now. And he kind of uses his rockets to, like, he's more motivated than the regular version of events, so he uses his explosion to rocket past Todoroki a lot quicker, reaching him in the second obstacle instead of in the third. The race ends with Midoriya first, Bakugo second, and Todoroki third. After the race finishes, Mina runs towards Midoriya. After finishing 19th, she walks to Midoriya and says, "Good job, Blue. That was amazing. You did great." Midoriya says, "Thanks, Ashido. Wasn't that hard. My quirk was just really suited for this race." Mina says, "Hey, since I call you Blue, how about you call me Pinky?" Midoriya says, "You know, I'd rather you not call me Blue. I'd rather you call me Midoriya." "But sure, Ashido." And Ashido says, "Pinky!" I'm going to leave it here for today. My plans were originally to do also the cavalry battle in this one, but I'm leaving it for the next one. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. And until next time, have a nice day, everyone.